Hey, on my drive to work, that's why I like to do these messages. But I talked a little bit about nutrition today because some people think that this is some magical thing. It's some kind of voodoo. How you achieve optimal nutrition for your goal. So I want to begin by this. I think there are levels to this, and there are steps. And what I'll do is I'll put down some basic templates in the comments, so make sure you check that out later. But your first step is just to eat cleaner foods. If you're eating packaged food for every meal of the day, if you're having to open up something and heat it up out of a packaged container, whether it be a steak biscuit that you got from Jimmy Dean or whatever it may be, and you're popping that thing in the microwave for your breakfast, your first real step is to actually cook the eggs yourself and have some toast with it. Doing that physical act goes a long way psychologically, because it shows you can do it. Once your hands are involved in it, there's a lot more buy-in. So having cleaner foods, chicken breast, shrimp, steak, lean hamburger, lean meat, 93% or better. I prefer 97, but it can be harder to find. And then you got your second tier, which might be like your chicken thighs or less lean cuts of beef, like your 85s and 80s, which you could always go in, and after you cook it, you could always strain it through a colander under some water afterward to kind of pour out some of that fat. This is one thing you can do. And also, cooking potatoes, cooking, even pasta is a good option. Rice, I think, is probably the best because your body digests it so easily. And I always have a saying: he who eats the most rice has the biggest muscles. So it matters. Your second piece to this puzzle, once you get that down where you're starting to eat cleaner foods, your second piece is to start eyeball measuring things. And I use your hand size as the measurement tool, because if you're a bigger guy or you're a bigger girl with bigger bone structure wise, you're going to require more calories than someone that's got a smaller bone structure. So your first is the protein. You want to have a palm size portion of protein. So palm size, that, not my fingers, but my palm itself. Females are 1 to 2, males are 2 to 3 per meal. And then for carbohydrates, you want to do what's called a cupped hand size. So you're going to cup it like this, and whatever fits inside of that cupped hand is a serving. So again, depending on the time of the day, it could be 1 to 2 for females, 2 to 3 for males. If you're closer to a workout, it's going to be 2 to 4 for males, just depending on where you're at in that diet phase. But it's a good place to start. Eating foods that are cleaner, your oatmeals, your rice, even pasta to a certain degree. But it's hard for people to eyeball that and really be conscientious about it, because I think it's one of those trigger foods for a lot of people. And then I mentioned rice, oatmeal, millet, grits, stuff like that that's clean, that you're not adding like butter or a bunch of sugar to. And then your last one is your fat servings, and again, that's gonna be like about a thumb size, or 7 grams. If you're someone that likes to measure it out, you have a food scale, 7 grams is 1 thumb, roughly. So you're looking at 1 to 2 for a female again, and 1 to 2 for a male also, just depending on where you're at. But I would not add fats in post-workout, because that's the time that you want to draw carbs into your muscles. And by adding fats to that, it slows down that process. So it increases the speed of decreases the speed of digestion, which is what you don't want. Post-workout, you want carbs to go straight to the muscle. So that's the best thing you can possibly do. Now, if you want to add vegetables, add fist size, 1 to 2. Again, if you're in a low-calorie state at the time, you might be looking at 2 to 3 fist-sized portions of vegetables, and stuff that's really simple, like broccoli, cauliflower, Brussels sprouts, a salad. Green beans are a little bit higher in carb content, so you want to be kind of conscientious of that. But still, if it's green, go ahead and eat it as much as you want. you have any questions, drop them in comments. Like I said, I'm going to put a couple of these templates down below. I've got visual templates that I like to use from a Monstrosities U group. So it's not like it's anything proprietary. It's just common sense. But if it gets you going, that's going to make me really, really happy. Have a great day.